punters, welcome back to another episode of Betting Bad Podcast. You're here with Goodwill Punting. I'm here with Dugout beside me. We've got a huge program again today. We've got the NRL Grand Final. It's our NRL Grand Final special today. We've also got UFC 307, Alex Pereira and Khalil Roundtree, the Epsom, Turnbull Stakes, Metropolitan, Bart Cummings, Flight Stakes. I'm excited. How you going?
Mate, can you feel the energy?
Oh.
I can see it on your face. I can see how much this excites us both because it's one of the greatest weekends in the calendar year, no doubt about that. Group 1 racing, NRL Grand Final, 3-day weekend as well, mate. It's there's nothing better. It's a feeling and there's a buzz around. Unfortunately, our teams aren't in the Grand Final, but the two best teams are, so it's pretty well deserved, I reckon.
I think so as well. And for the viewers watching on YouTube, you might notice there's a bit of face paint on us. Deano, do you want to explain that one?
Well, if you didn't recognise, we actually went past a preschool on the way here, and a couple of kids drew on our face as a bit of a fundraising event. No, we tried to do our best impressions of getting some lightning bolts on because we are in a bit of a storm fever, and hey, lightning bet, we're feeling the buzz, aren't we?
We are. We're feeling the energy, that's for sure. We had a few winners last weekend, which definitely got the zaps going, I guess. Talk us through those. It was a massive weekend.
Well, it wasn't sleep paralysis this time getting the zaps. It was it was actually a couple of winners. It started off on Friday night. Moonee Valley night racing was back. Mate, how good was the crowd and the energy and the atmosphere? Friday night racing's back, and you could feel it through the screens, couldn't you?
It just gets me very, very excited for Canterbury races more than anything. I can't wait for Friday night. Friday night lights.
How good is Canterbury? Remember when we went down and they had the food trucks. Although we didn't really get to see much of the food trucks, but we saw them from a distance.
A few uneaten sandwiches, yeah. But, no, remember it's $110 a head, 10 people, and you get a box to yourselves, and they just keep bringing you piss.
Most definitely. Hopefully they had some sort of deal like that at Moonee, but we had a few winners, which was good. Hopefully all the punters out there followed the tips because we got 2 from 3. Our best bet prior to Jenny, steaming home. Just was the run of the race, really. 4-horse field. We picked that, and our Safina in the last. Unfortunately, our Heisen bet, Hayasugi didn't quite run, and Jamie Carr came out and just said it was an off night. But what do you think about the run?
Yeah, I think so as well, man. Probably an off night's probably right. It looked like it got hassled early in the run. I don't know if you saw that as well. It seemed like it was throwing its head up a little bit and it just didn't really settle, but that's my excuse anyway.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was a really shit run.
Well, scrap that aside. If you did follow the tips, 2 from 3. Our Safina, $4 and Pride of Jenny 2. But that pretty much kicked us off in fine style. And then Saturday had a couple of really, really good results at Randwick. Our best bet, broadsiding getting up. If you followed it early on and during the week, you would have got $3.40 and mate, it got smashed into $2 on the tote and it won.
$2.35 or something like that. Yeah, it got smashed in, but
mate,
what a run.
Great run.
What a run. Beat Traffic Warden, and yeah, it's just outstanding.
I couldn't believe it, especially where it was six back the fence on a soft track. No runners at Rose Hill were really running on. You saw our other winner, Armand Victorious, at
$8.50. What did you tipped it at? Tens, was it?
Yeah, $10. So that led the whole way. But broadsiding, very exciting 3-year-old colt, and definitely one to follow. But if you bet on, with Lightning Bet, you would have got the mega odds boost, and you would have got around $3.44 even. So
yeah, definitely one of the best boosts across all the bookies. Like we've experienced that now. It's outstanding. I think, how much did you boost broadsiding to?
Yeah, well, just before I was working, unfortunately, I was waiting to see what the bookies were doing. I was still going to back it, but when I saw it getting absolutely hammered, I went, all right, let me jump on Lightning Bet. I know they got a mega odds boost, and I got it to $3.30. So
excellent.
I pretty much got the price that we talked on Wednesday, but with the confidence that, before it was about to run, I was like, this thing's going to absolutely shit in. It just got up, but, that's the confidence you need when you're couple of beers deep at the pub.
It's a win on the board, mate. And then the UFC was on Sunday. Went pretty average on that, to be honest. I had one of my best bets get up, Imavov decision, which was great. I had Morgan Charrier, second round knockout. He got up as well, but that was $2.20, $3.30. So I broke even for the day. I don't know if anyone followed, but probably would have broken even as well.
Not a bad result waking up after I know you had a bit of a big one. It's not bad waking up, breaking even.
Yeah, it's good waking up.
Yeah.
The first win of the day, that one was. Well, I mean, the Paris card was on at 6 o'clock, something like that. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
Probably could have watched that, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. We should have probably just FaceTimed each other because I know we probably could have watched that live. But Brian Battle, our man, we did like his name. He KO'd someone, didn't he?
Did you see after the fight when he called out the French?
Yeah, he's got $250,000 fine.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And he's banned from ever fighting in France again. So that's our man.
Oh, you could say Brian lost that battle. What we got moving forward? So obviously the grand final is the biggest thing this weekend. Unlucky to all the Swans fans last week, I think there was a contingent of them, whether they were casual fans or true fans. No one ever knows around the East or Sydney anymore. But they unfortunately lost to the Brisbane Lions. We're hoping for, well, if you're a Sydney-based team, people are probably hoping that Penrith are going to get the Storm, but from what you can see on our faces, we're Team Storm at the moment.
Yeah, there's no prizes for guessing who we're on. We obviously had a bit of a chat about this one. This is definitely our best bet, but it's going to be Melbourne Storm, if you can't already tell, especially for the Spotify listeners.
Yep.
Do you want to run us through? Why do you
well,
think, mate?
before we get into that, I think I know Brock was very confident last week about his tip. He loves the Penny Panthers, and it's very easy, isn't it, when he come out here with a confident bet of getting over 40 points. Unfortunately, he didn't get up, so no case coming your way, Brock. Sorry, mate. You might have to get in the back of the queue because I believe we've got another fan bet.
We do. It's actually a celebrity.
You're kidding?
Yeah, it's a celebrity, or a relative of a celebrity, shall I say. It's actually one of our loyal viewers. He's been here every episode. Ken Munsey.
Ken Munsey?
Jock, do you mind getting that up, mate? It's outstanding. I'll get his clip up.
Is this live? Because he looks like he's... He looks like he's in Rome in some old church.
Ken Munsey here, brother of punting royalty Glenn Munsey. Now the BBG, that is of course the Betting Bad Gentlemen, have kindly asked me to provide you with some tips for this Sunday's NRL Big Dance. Look, it's a toss of the proverbial coin. However, I'm going to go for Penny Panthers to make it 4 in a row. I just think that in a game that could come down to such fine margins, Nathan Cleary's the man you want, kicking your goals, kicking your field goals. I think they have the superior forward pack, especially with Nelson out. And I think they've got that added motivation of it being the last game of club legends James Fisher-Harris and Jerome Luai. These two teams can defend their asses off, so we're going to go Penrith head-to-head into under 40.5 points. For first try scorer, take your pick. It's a throw at the dartboard. We're going to go Liam Martin for a bit of value. For the Clive, look, you'd expect it's probably going to be Cleary. However, I want to go someone a bit more value. I backed this guy the last 3 years. Let's hope we can pull it off this time. He'll make 1,000 tackles, be involved in everything. That is, of course, Isaiah Yeo. So, enjoy your NRL Grand Final. It's a long off-season ahead. We'll speak to you soon. Kenneth Munsey, signing off.
Kenneth?
Thanks for that, Kenneth.
Thank you, Kenneth.
He'll be getting a case if any of those get up.
I was going to say, so he's got a same-game multi, Kenneth, and he's also got Big Isaiah Yeo as Clive Churchill. So any of them gets up.
Yeah, I don't know about the double dip.
Yeah, that's what I'm a bit suspect about the double dip, Kenneth. I know we have the one best bet. Look, we'll see what happens. We'll see if hey, if he gets up, we might have. We're not going to halve a case, are we? Get 12.
No,
I wouldn't do that to a man anyway. Yeah.
No.
All right. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, Kenneth, good on you, mate. Say hi to Glenn for me. Would love to know what he's doing these days.
I wonder how is he going.
Well, I don't know. I invited him to a Christmas party last year, and he got barred.
Yeah, you can't.
He got blacklisted.
No.
The bouncer said no, and my missus also said no. So
he's a regular to the HR team. That guy is, so.
We don't need any more of them. I wonder how our Christmas party's going to go for the Betting Bad. Jock, you got anything organised for us, mate?
Plenty of beers.
Yeah, there we go. See it? What a man.
Tui's new.
Tui's new.
New sponsor.
Yeah, proudly sponsored by our next segment. Actually, proudly sponsored by Tui's new. If you're out there, don't have a spew, have a new. What do you reckon about? Obviously, we're on the Storm, so I mean, it's going to be one of the great grand finals. I think. I know everyone's kind of was wishing it was going to be different throughout the whole year. Obviously, from last week, I mean, we could go through it. We all knew that the Storm and the Panthers were going to go through. Probably have to make special mention to the retiring players, JWH and Kiri going overseas. I think we'll see Manu and Sualihi. You'll see them around. I think they might come back to the NRL at some stage. But there's not much really to write home about. We knew it was going to be Storm and Penrith. Unfortunately, for all the other fans out there, that's the way it's happened. But I think they're the most deserving teams to be in the grand final, and I think it's going to be an absolute showcase for the Mortals. I think it's going to be very close, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, mate, I couldn't agree more. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be high energy.
Yeah.
Feel the energy, lightning bet. But I think it's going to be high intensity as well. I think it's going to be close, as I said. Might be low scoring. The unders line probably isn't a bad bet in hindsight. However, I think last week showed that you probably don't want any other teams there besides Storm and Penrith. Like, if you saw Sharks here or Roosters there, did you really want to see a game like last week?
No, not really. And I think if they didn't go through, you just know what the result's going to be.
Exactly.
This one, like Kenan said, it's a flip of the coin.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I think it's going to be... I just think that the Storm are just playing with too much energy. And we're going to say that a lot today. But feel the energy, lightning bet. Please sign up, help your boys. But I think that they're just going to be a bit too classy. Their spine last week was just top notch. I mean, you got Hughes, Pappenhausen, Munster, Harry Grant. I know, Penrith spine. We got Kenny, Luai, Cleary, and Dylan Edwards. I think in this game they just might rely too heavily on Cleary and Edwards, to be honest. I think the Storm have just got a little bit too much spark. They look at a team that's got a bit more energy towards the end of this year, and I'm definitely leaning towards them. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means.
It's $1.90 a piece at the moment, so it's a pick 'em at the moment. But I agree with you, mate. I think the Storm they're going to be maybe a little bit too quick for them. I think if they can hang in there long enough, I think if they can be disciplined, they might catch them sleeping at the end. They might even put Penrith to sleep by the last 20 minutes.
Yep.
I also think I don't mind Pappenhausen as well, just to have a blinder. I've got him, Clive Churchill, personally. I think that his support play is going to tear him up.
Yep.
We saw last year in the grand final with Broncos how Walsh could get on the outside of some of those edges. I think Pappenhausen's only going to do better.
Mate, good pick. Pappenhausen is definitely a point of difference. His speed, and he showed last week. I mean, he came back because he's had a couple of bad defensive problems against the Roosters last week, and then he just bounced back like that. I think that was his confidence is going to be, going sky high after that. I've got Storm to win. My Clive Churchill, I've gone with Money Munster. I was tossed up between him and Jerome Hughes. I think by the time this comes out, we're filming on a Wednesday, so I mean, Jerome Hughes probably going to get Dally M. If he doesn't, it's a bit of a robbery. But I was tossed up between those two for Dally M, but I just know that, you seen Munster, he played bloody Origin hungover, and he came out and, absolutely killed it on a debut. He's a big game player. He's made 35 runs in the last 2 weeks. He's going to have his hands in over everything, and yeah, I don't know if he's ever won one, to be honest, Munster.
I don't recall either. I think I backed him a couple of times, but I don't think he's ever won it as well. But he's $8. I saw that as well. That's pretty good value. Pappenhausen's 11. That's my biggest thing as well. I think there's some good value there.
You saw the double digits. You saw the eyes. The two.
Yeah. Ding ding.
Ding 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 ding. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But nah, man. Jerome Hughes is only $4.50. I think that's just too short.
Is he?
Yeah.
$4.50.
$4.50.
Mate, you
can't.
kidding? You can't. That
Not for
is
a
the
Clive
worst
Churchill.
odds ever.
I know, especially when Penrith are $1.90 each. It's not even like Storm are $1.30, $1.40.
So what's Cleary?
favourites.
$3.70?
Let's have a look.
That is a bit
Jump
of a
online,
joke.
but-
I mean, there's no knock on Jerome Hughes being favourite. Like, I think he's definitely been the best player all year, and he's probably one of the best running halves that we'll ever see. So $4.50. I mean, look, if he gets it, it's a steal. But yeah, for Clive Churchill, I mean, that is quite ridiculous. I mean, we're obviously going to go Storm. So our best bet of this week for the footy. I know we haven't hit. In the last 2 weeks, we haven't hit a same game multi, but I think we're going to be pretty, together on this one and pretty confident. Obviously, Storm to win. You don't need to worry about the line or nothing. I don't think it's just going to be hard enough picking the winner. But I've gone Jack Howarth anytime try scorer in our same game multi. I think Howarth matches up really well against Tungle. Tungle has some defensive lapses, but mate, fuck, I saw Jack Howarth's performance last week against Joey Manu, who's, everyone said he's the best centre in the game, and he just dominated him in defence attack. He's raw-boned. He's a bit of a fucking meathead. I was talking to the old man about it. I think he reminds me, I know, South's my team, but when South won the comp in 2014, we had Kirisam Alval and Dylan Walker in the centres, two 18-year-old, 19-year-olds that were just cut as a mad snake. So I think Jack Howarth, his first season, he's got no fear. He's got no worries. I don't think he cares if he makes an error. And I reckon he's a bit of a beast. So I've got him anytime.
Perfect, man. We decided that we'd be doing the same game together. So we're obviously going to throw Storm in to win and one anytime each. So the Storm $1.90. You've got Jack Howarth at, $3.90.
Yep.
I already spoke about him. I think Pappenhausen. I think he'll get an offload, some second phase play maybe, and he'll shoot through. And it might even be close to the line. It could be a big break like when Walsh went through against Cleary last year.
Yep.
That's the vision in my head anyway. So we put those together. We got $13 for a same game multi. I think that's pretty good odds.
Boom.
We just need Storm to score a few. That's my only worry, to be honest, is that I don't know how many Storm will score.
Yeah.
Like do you see Storm getting 22 points, 24 points? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if it's going to be, I think it's going to be 4 tries all. Personally, I think it might be like a 24, 22 or. Fuck.
Isn't that what happened earlier in the year? Cleary missed
Yeah,
a goal.
I think it's going to be like that. Just the way that the game's played these days, it's very upbeat. I mean, I wish the grand final was being played at 4:00 on a in daylight. Because imagine the footy that we played then when a call gets a bit dewy. Unfortunately, sometimes it does get a bit hard for the attacking players to come out. But with that being said, I think 4 tries all, and we've picked 2. So, I mean, if Pappenhausen scores, it goes a long way for your Clive Churchill.
Massively. That was kind of, I'm pulling it all together, all eggs in one basket. And, I mean, we haven't hit one same game, so I don't know where I get the confidence from. But
Well, you had confidence to draw this on my face, so I back
yeah. We should have Jock filming behind the scenes.
Actually,
this took a few attempts.
Why are we not blaming Jock for this?
He's up. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we walked in and he looked at me and he went, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, I did send a photo to my mate, and he's 3-year-old. He goes, "Did my son draw that on you?" I go, "Hey." Yeah. Well, what can we do? Feel the energy, lightning bet. Sign up, Walter, WALTER.
Yeah, and that's on Sunday, the grand final. Obviously, a huge day for us there. We've also got UFC 307.
Yeah,
Alex
on
Pereira,
the Sunday as well.
On the Sunday as well. It'll be standard time. I think it's about a 12:00 start, so it's not going to be anything like last week in Paris. But
UFC straight into the footy.
It's going to be a big day.
That's huge.
Yeah.
What a weekend.
Yeah. Take the bins out. Tape Survivor.
Yeah.
Put the misses away. You're with the boys all Sunday, I think.
Well, this is what I mean. What can you like? Well, Friday night's free, so do your date night Friday, and then you got yourself sorted. Because I mean, you're not going to want to miss the NRL Grand Final, and you're not going to want to miss this fight because, mate, 2 of the biggest heavy hitters going around.
It's massive, and it's honestly not often that the UFC will do this. Alex Pereira is obviously a dominant champion, and they don't often throw someone in who's ranked, number 8, Khalil Roundtree, against Alex Pereira. Like it seems like such a big mismatch.
Yep.
It's a lot of people are going to say, how does Khalil Roundtree win? I'm here to tell you that he's going to win. $4.75. Alex Pereira is $1.13. Alex Pereira gets finished.
You think
within
Pereira
5 rounds.
gets finished?
I think he gets finished within 5 rounds.
What one of the kicks on the ground? Because after when this came up, I started watching some highlights. Mate, Roundtree just roundhouses motherfuckers. Like he just kicks them on the ground without no care in the world.
So he's got a great story. He came from he was training in America. He was like obese at one point. Ended up just trimming down. He was going win-loss, but nothing really like I guess worth noting.
Yep.
He then went to Thailand, went full into the Muay Thai, just absorbed it, came back and beat up a guy named Eric Anders, like an old veteran. Pumped him. One of my favourite fights, just pure Muay Thai against this Eric Anders, and he demolished him.
Yep.
He's then started training with a couple other coaches. He's now training with Marab Dvalishvili and Aljamain Sterling's coach. So he's learning some clinch work as well and some wrestling as well. I don't know if he's going to use the wrestling against Alex Pereira. What I think is obviously with Alex Pereira, his key to victory is the left hook. He only has a few strikes. He's got a jab to the body. He's got a quick low kick as well. And all he's doing is trying to make you think about dropping your hands low while you can come over the top with the left hook. So he's all going to be setting up that the whole time. Khalil Roundtree, he rolls his shoulders quite well with the punches. He does get hit.
Does he have a chin?
He does. Honestly, he does. He got knocked out, I think, by Johnny Walker, but that was a long time ago.
Well, I mean, everyone gets knocked out by Johnny Walker. I mean, I don't think that's a knock on his career.
Very good, very good. But yeah, look, he got knocked out by Johnny Walker, I believe, and look, since then he's been on fire. He can take a punch. The point of difference that I really, really like it, especially at $4.75, is that Khalil Roundtree's a lot quicker than Alex Pereira.
Yep.
He's going to have a Muay Thai clinch. Against the fence, I can see them clinching against the fence. Khalil Roundtree is going to be first to hit Alex before Alex hits him. It's just about Khalil just trying to, I guess, survive that, probably the first or second round. One thing to note with this entire card is it is fought at altitude as well. So I don't know how many fights are probably going to go the distance. They're going to be a lot of knackered people. There's going to be some people getting probably submitted on the ground and some maybe some early or middle round knockouts.
Yep.
But should be an outstanding card. I'm taking Khalil Roundtree at $4.75. I think that's outstanding overs. Putting my neck out on the line here. I've got a video on Instagram at the moment now, and there's about 300 comments, and everyone is just spraying me for putting up a post saying that Khalil Roundtree's value. So
when was
see.
that? When did you?
It's my claim to fame at the moment, mate. 500,000 views it's got.
That's right, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody oath. Well, I mean, you'd love to see, especially with the story that you just said, obviously, being overweight and stuff like that, if you could knock off and this is obviously for the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if he can get that would be it would be a great story. And like I said, I've seen his fights. The only thing with Pereira is obviously a bit more experienced, but the $1.13, that's not swaying me whatsoever.
And you can't take it. It's way too short. And look, this has happened before though. And Khalil Roundtree's rough, and everyone's saying that he shouldn't be in there with Alex Pereira. But Sean Strickland beat Israel Adesanya.
Yep.
It was $5. Ronda Rousey got beat by Holly Holm. There's Amanda Nunes got beat by Juliana Pena, who's on this card as well.
Takes one punch, right?
Takes one punch.
They're not in there for 80 minutes with 13 other people. It's 1v1. There's been one takedown attempt by both of them in their whole UFC career. So stand up and smack and see what happens.
Well, that's what Will's whacking. So that's what's Will's whacking this week. The horse racing, which we'll get to very soon. The footy is all great, but I really, really like Khalil Roundtree. And putting my neck out on the line here, you can spray me in the comments. You can do whatever you want, but $4.75 is value.
Yeah, well, I back it. I'm going to be on, get around it, and because, like I said, all it takes is one big punch, and he'll be on the floor, and you'll be collecting your cash from what Will's whacking. So, like you said, big weekend, not only in the UFC, the NRL, horse racing. It's back again. A couple of Group 1 racing this weekend at Randwick and down in Flemington. Two of the best tracks in the country. So with these ones, there's going to be big fields. And we know that already by looking at, every race. There's probably 24 nominations for a lot of these big races. And which does mean for the average, every punter, it is a bit of it's a hard one to pick. So, like I said, stay wary with it in terms of how much you do bet this weekend, I think, personally, on the racing. Obviously, we've got a couple of best bets where you can sort of maybe launch into. But before we do, you may notice if you're watching on YouTube, we are wearing pink ribbons, which we will be doing every week on the podcast because this October is actually Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And like I said, we'll be wearing these ribbons each month. Each week on the podcast, my partner, my beautiful partner, I should say, Eliza, it raises money every year for the Breast Cancer Foundation with her lovely mum, and it would be really good if you could donate, guys. So whether you're winning a little bit or you're winning a lot, maybe put it to good use this month and, put back into such a good cause. I know a lot of people out there do struggle and a lot of family relatives do go ahead. So any bit of donation does help because it is a cause and it's a fighting cause, and if you can treat it early with a bit more extra money, then, definitely goes a long way, guys. But in terms of our winning money, we do have some tips, mate. Do you want to get into Flemington first, or?
I can get into Flemington, yeah. Yeah, there's a Bart Cummings at Flemington, which is a big one. I'll just pull up the field now just to get some live odds on it because I know the odds are kind of changing quite a bit. But it's a tough race. If I'm not mistaken, this offers Melbourne Cup ballot exemption, so you pretty much receive automatic entry into the Melbourne Cup, which is a big one. I'm just pulling it up now, mate, but it's going to be an outstanding race. It's over 2,500 metres. The favourite, Berkshire Breeze, it's $4.20. Mm-hmm. It's got Point King in the race. It's got St George. There's a few that I like in this race. There's one that I like for the Melbourne Cup, Mostly Cloudy. The reason I like Mostly Cloudy, if you want to go back, the viewers, and have a look at its last few starts, every single race it gets caught in an awkward position And as soon as it gets a little bit of breathing room, it really shoots home and it flies. And I think it probably needs that extra distance like you'll get in the Melbourne Cup rather than 2,500. I think it might be a little bit too short for it.
Yep.
But I think if it's... I thought if it was going to get a good barrier, I thought it might have a chance, but it got barrier 14. So it might get back, it might settle. I'm going to get on it each way anyway with Froggy Newitt on board.
The Frogster.
The Frogster. 54.5 kilos. Let's see if frogs fly. And...
Look, they don't. They fucking... they creak. So.
The croak.
They croak, that's it.
But, mate, in that race... Mostly cloudy. I will be going each way on, but I'm also going to see how the track plays because at Berkshire Breeze at $4.20, it's looked outstanding in a few runs. It's been short. It got beat by Horrifying, who's also in this race not long ago, and it's a tough race. Berkshire Breeze, $4.20 is probably right. If it blows out to fives, I might be getting on it. I'll be posting all these tips, obviously, on Friday and Saturday when we kind of see how the track's playing, but in terms of the weather, that is. But mostly cloudy, number 9, and Berkshire Breeze in the Barnt Cummings I like.
Beautiful. So what you going Berkshire Breeze for the win?
And mostly cloudy each way.
Each way, okay.
That's likely going to be the play for that one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, these big fields, you got some value in that. Sometimes not a bad option to have two bites at the cherry. What else is at Flemington? Because I know that this one is the Group 1, isn't it? It's the Group 2, but it's got like 9 Group 1 winners in it.
The Turnbull Stakes.
Yeah.
So the odds are changing in my favour. Well, not in my favour if you want to back it now, but the market's shaping up quite well. This is obviously a very tough race as well. It's over 2,000 metres, the Turnbull Stakes. It's got Via Sistina in it.
Yep.
Via Sistina was $3.10. It's now $4.60.
Wee.
That Elias.
Yep.
$4.20 out to $4.60. The reason for that is the wide barriers. Via Sistina barrier 12, Elias barrier 16.
Mm-hmm.
The one I like, the Magic Man. We backed him the other week.
Hey.
João Moreira, and on Buckaroo.
Buckaroo's back.
Mate, how can you not? It's screaming out for 2,000 metres, and how can you not back it after last start?
Hey, the one that got us off the map, really. The first tip of the betting pad, or the first ever, like $8.50 smacker. What's it paying now? Because I know it wouldn't be paying $8.50 after the last run.
It was $8 when I first saw it.
Yep.
Got smashed into $5. Now that barriers have come out and Via Sistina and that Elias have drawn wide, Buckaroo, $4.40 favourite.
Oh, it's in the favouritism.
I know. But
who would have thought? The old Buckaroo.
I don't want to take it too short, but if it wins, it wins.
Hey.
So what are you meant to do?
Mate, nothing. Get on the roo, I reckon. Yeah, the Magic Man holds the ride, which is always pleasing. Wallow 2,000 miler. Yeah, well, it won with a leg in the air. So if you're looking on that previous race, and how can it not scream for 2,000 metres? Bang, Buckaroo's back.
Buckaroo is back. It's a very tough day at Flemington, but Buckaroo by far my best bet at Flemington that entire day.
Bloody oath. Let's go straight into Randwick, because I'm going out there this Saturday, so it should be good. So if anyone is out there, just shoot us a message. Maybe we can back some winners together in the what's the little cauldron down there with all the bookmakers. The betting ring. We'll go in the betting ring and we'll have a bit of fun. But like I said, even with Flemington, same thing. It is very, very difficult. I mean, you got the Metropolitan over 2,400. You've got the Epsom, the Group 1 over 1,600, and then also you got the Flight Stakes and the Precise Air. But we'll go straight into the Epsom because that's the Group 1 racing for this weekend. Look, I mean, you've got so many good runners in this race. When I was looking at these things, I didn't want to try and get persuaded by price. I looked at all the form before the prices actually came out, and I found one that we've had in our quaddie a couple of times this prep already, and I've actually got Detonator Jack as my on-top pick for Kieran Maher. This one's third up. Its first start was 1.7 lengths of Via Sistina, who we know is a superstar in Sydney. Hasn't really proven much in Melbourne, but it was 1.2 lengths off Fangirl, and I think if there's any give in the ground, I don't know. I think it's going to be a good track this week.
It should be.
But if there is any give, who knows what the weather is, that definitely does help. But look, I don't know what it was paying. When I left, I saw it was $21 and $4.70.
Still the same.
Still the same. So that's my each way bet. What I've done as well is I've actually got a box trifecta there that will put up the numbers 2, 3, 4, 7. I think that they're going to be, definitely within the market. I know they are in the market. They're going to be well within the top 3. So yeah, there's a little bit of a play there for you, but I thought each way Detonated Jack off Fangirl form. I know it's got a decent barrier, and yeah, I thought it was screaming for third up, to be honest, mate.
I love it. And you've been on fire. You've really been carrying the kind of rough tips that we've been providing out there. So if when the same games don't hit, when the footy doesn't hit, I can rely on you for a roughie. So Detonated Jack at $20, I'll be on.
Well, hopefully, mate, I didn't expect it to be $21 when I was doing my tips, and then the market came out. But hey, if you just got swayed by price at every time that you looked at it, then I don't think that's right. But anyway, the next one is a Flight Stakes in the Precise Air. Over what we're going to do here, guys, I think that obviously we mentioned earlier in the podcast a couple of weeks ago, I believe Autumn Glow is a superstar. It's back. I just think it wins. I don't really need to harp on it too much. This horse is destined for more. I think it's up against a couple of horses that aren't in its league. The horse that came second to it was Flying, but Autumn Glow got carried down to the post. I think $1.50 you can actually all up that one into Bella Nipotina. Over the 1,200 metres. I believe Bella Nipotina was $2.90. It's in a race with Giga Kick. And there's another good horse in that one, I believe.
Think About It.
Think About It, first up, has an incredible record. But when I was looking at this, I just couldn't be swayed by Bella Nipotina's last run. It was
great behind IME. It's kind of overshadowed because IME was obviously the winner there, but it flew. It was huge.
Incredible. Its last sectionals were off the map. I just think if you hook those two up in a double, you get $4.35. That's my best bet for Randwick, is Autumn Glow into Bella Nipotina. I think if you are confident about anything, look, I just think Autumn Glow wins. So if you think Bella Nipotina is a chance and you're getting $4.35 about that, which I think is definitely overs. So that would be my best bet play for Randwick. Like I said, all the other races are very, very difficult, especially when you're looking at the good ones. The Metropolitan over 2,400. Look, you got a $7.50 favourite in the field, which when I was looking at was Land Legend.
Land of Legend is $8.50. Unusual Legacy, $7.50. Berkshire Breeze, which is my other tip, that was in that other race. That's $7.50 favourite. It's been nominated for both, but we'll see what happens.
Well, that's actually outstanding because I've got that as my top tip for this race.
Berkshire Breeze?
Yep.
Great minds.
We
love horses.
We just love, that's how good we are. Oh. That is outstanding because I think Berkshire Breeze actually comes to the Metropolitan over 2,400. I think it's got more, maybe a little bit more upside. Look, if it doesn't, this is the beauty about the podcast and like when it comes out, like we're talking on Wednesday. So, mate, wherever that goes, then that should be definitely a load up in our minds because if I was looking over 2,400, had 5 starts, 2 wins and 2 placings. Absolutely incredible career so far. I mean, I think it's destined for better things and is a lovely grey horse as well, which is always nice and aesthetically pleasing.
It is. Got to follow the grey horse. Can I challenge you on one thing? Are you not worried about Berkshire Breeze in that race being barrier 15? Because its perfect spot is just off the lead almost.
Yeah.
And the races that it hasn't been able to settle in its right position, it's been beat.
Not really, to be honest. The reason why is because it's carrying 50 kilos. I think Louise Day should be able to get this one up on speed and at least find a position in a big field as well. Look, they've got a lot of time to sort themselves out. If it jumps out of the gates and it can find its spot, a little bit one off. Look, at barrier 14, it's always a bit of a hard one. But yeah, I just think with the 50 kilos, I think it just flies out of the gates and can find its own luck instead of having to ride for luck. But in saying that, there's also another horse that really tempts me, and it's in its name. It's called Q Tempesta, I believe. QE Tempesta.
Which race is that?
It's in the same race at the Metropolitan. It's an Irish horse with Craig Williams on board.
Okay.
I could not look past this when I was looking at its last 2 starts. Eddie's just screaming for longer. It's only misplacings 3 times out of 14 starts, and 2 of those misplacings have been in when it's come over to Australia. The reason being it's gone on 1,700 to 2,000 metres. This horse, when you look at its last 2 starts, it gets caught lacking because they're all sprinting because it's a shorter race, and then the jockey hits it and it starts getting going and it just fires up late. I think that it is absolutely value at $18, and the Irish and the imports are always better over a longer distance. Australian horse racing is always bred on their sprinters, and the overseas contingent always nail the staying races. So I'm all over that on an each way value.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think we're doing a big double dip day today. Obviously, we had Ken Munsey on before double dipping.
Yep.
I've had 2 horses in the same race, and so have you there. So no one tells us what to do.
Mate,
we
fuck
make our
it.
own rules.
To be honest, well, I mean, you look at the field, and we're like, all right, let's cover off these couple of races, and you go, fuck me, an $8 favourite.
It's got box trifecta screaming at me with that race. So
I've actually got one.
hit me.
Funny you saying that.
Me.
I've got 4, 10, 15, 17 as my box trifecta. I believe I've got Zardozi in there, Berkshire Breeze, Q Tempesta, and some other horse in there.
Beautiful. These will all be posted to the Instagram, and I'll try and get them on TikTok as well. On Saturday morning, get all those out. We've obviously got our grand final picks that will be out on Sunday morning, Saturday night even, just to kind of confirm all that and go through and make sure there's no scratchings. And then obviously the UFC will post that on Saturday night as well. So we've got a huge weekend, and I'm excited, mate. I'm really, really excited. This is a long weekend. There's a lot of sport. Getting the date night out of the way Saturday for me, and I'm ready to go.
And then you launch. I mean, like I said, it's one of the greatest weekends of all time. Make sure you turn your clocks back, but no, I mean, no one's in the 1950s anymore. Your iPhone does it for you. But yeah, like I said, it's clocking over towards summer, so you can almost feel the change in weather coming over, which is nice because, I mean, bloody hell, it was a bit of a cold one and wet one, so it's going to be good to see some sun. I mean, coming up will be the cricket, but enjoy the weekend, I reckon, guys. It's going to be a cracker. Get your bets on. Hopefully we can tip into a few winners. But
I hope you enjoy the races more than anything, mate. If you see a streaker in race 9 with his shirt off, then...
Well, there is a story in there somewhere about being on a racetrack, but I don't know. There is something in there somewhere. But yeah, if you're down there at Randwick, come say g'day. It's going to be good. I haven't been in the races since earlier in the year, so it should be good. Last time I got there, I got my ass absolutely eaten by the bookies, so hopefully my ass is getting eaten by something else this week.
As opposed to the other times where we actually win, yeah. One of those off days.
Hopefully it's not the bookies this time.
All right, mate. I think that's us. Sign up to Lightning Bet if you're punting this weekend. Use the code Walter on Lightning Bet's sign up code. And other than that, Deano, final words.
The foundation to sign up for to donate will also be there. The links will be there for Lightning Bet. The links will be there for the Pink Ribbon Foundation. So if you can help out in any which way, help your boys or help a good cause, go ahead and do it and enjoy the weekend.
And go the Storm.
Go the Storm.
See you guys.